Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning. Nice to see you. Uh, Greetings to the friends on Zoom who I can see, and greetings to the folks on Facebook who I can't see, and everybody tuning in on YouTube. Um, Happy to be here with you. And welcome to any newcomers. Nice to see you, Stephanie. So, this morning, I've been reading about and contemplating the Eightfold Path, and I thought I would talk about that. And what I'm going to do today is give essentially an overview of that, and then I'm going to talk about it in more depth in the coming weeks. It really is the essence of the teaching, and in 45 years and thousands of pages of discourses, everything the Buddha taught pointed to that. And the essence of it is the question of suffering and the end of suffering. And this is a method. So I'm going to talk about that. But first, let's meditate. So I invite you to find a comfortable meditation posture. One in which you're sitting, if you're sitting upright. If you are lying down, I suggest you rest your arm on the ground with your hand in the air, so your elbows at like 90 degrees. That way, if you fall asleep, your hand will fall and you'll wake up. Very simple technique taught to me by one of my meditation teachers. So in a sitting posture, you want to be alert and relaxed at the same time. So your back has a natural curve, so just sort of let that happen, not like rigid, straight, tensing the muscles in your lower back. And you want to tuck in your chin just a little bit. It's like as if there was a string at the crown of your head, like pulling you up. And that tucks your chin in a little bit. That straightens the top of your spine, and without tensing the muscles in your neck. So let's just find a comfortable meditation posture. You might want to lean back and forth a little bit until your body comes to a center, and lead side to side just a little bit. Just let your body come to a center. And gently close your eyes. And let's start with a few slow, deep breaths, just to get connected to the breathing. Just about 3/4 full. And as you breathe out, just let your body relax and soften to whatever degree you can. There's no musts or shoulds here. We're just letting it unfold rather than trying to make it unfold. And letting your breathing return to normal. And I invite you to notice the sensations of the touch points. Notice the sensations of your feet or your legs on the floor, or what that contact feels like. Notice the sensations of your hands resting in your lap. What that feels like on your hands, and if you feel that on your legs. Noticing the sensations of your bottom on the seat. Slight pressure of gravity. What that contact feels like. And to whatever degree you can, just noticing what it feels like in your body at this moment. And as you exhale, just continue to relax and soften to whatever degree you can. You can relax the muscles around your eyes and just let your eyes rest in their sockets. And relax the muscles in your face. And as you exhale, just relax your shoulders to whatever degree you can. And let your chest and your belly relax. We often hold our bellies in, and this is a good time to just let it hang. There's no need to do that. You might become aware of your belly expanding in and out and contracting in and out with your breathing. Now let your attention come to the sensations of the body breathing and rest your focus there. Some people do that by focusing on sensations of the air moving in and out of their nose. Some people focus on the chest or the belly moving up and down. Or the global sensations of the body breathing. Whatever is the easiest and the most compelling, that makes it easy for you to focus on your breathing. Just noticing the sensations of the body breathing in, riding the in-breath to the top. Noticing the end of the in-breath and the beginning of the out-breath. Noticing the sensations of the out breath. Noticing the end of the out breath as the body transitions to an in breath. We're just resting our awareness and focusing on the body breathing. If your mind wanders off in thought, you notice you're thinking, that's okay. There's nothing we can do to stop thoughts from arising. They just arise. But when you notice that, just bring your attention back to your breathing as best you can. Just being with the simplicity of breathing in and out in the present moment. Thoughts arise. That's okay. Like everything else, they come and go. You may get just one or two breaths before you notice you've been thinking. That's fine, just come back. You may notice right away, you may notice you've been lost in thought for some period of time. It's all good. When you notice, just begin again. As often and as many times as you need to. That's the practice. Thoughts arise, and when you notice, let them go. If you can, you might notice, what are you aware of in this moment? Aware of the sensations of the body breathing. Aware of how it feels in your mind. Aware of the temperature in the room, whatever body sensations. Aware of whatever part of you is aware and watching all of this. Breathing in and out. Just breathing in and out, aware of whatever you're experiencing in this moment. It's all good. And as we come towards the end of this sitting, just invite you to notice what you're aware of in your experience in this moment. And notice the part of you that's aware of it. Noticing the body breathing, noticing the thoughts coming and going, noticing that you're noticing. May it be that the benefits of today's practice, and this practice in general, helps us view the world through the eyes of kindness and compassion. To meet the world as an expression of compassion and care for the well-beings of ourselves and others. And may it be that the benefits of this practice radiate from us as kindness and compassion to the people in our households, to the people in our neighborhoods, to the towns and cities around us, to the whole world. And may the benefits of this practice help inform our interactions with other people. That way may be a little more patient, a little more kind. May the benefits of this practice be of benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be at ease and at peace. Thank you for your practice. And welcome. Welcome to Audio Clutch, whoever you are, if that's your name. Welcome. If it's not, welcome. Sort of reminds me of the sound my Volkswagen was making when the transmission and the clutch were dying. That's just where my mind goes. As usual, I have put the usual information in the chat for those who want to look. How to find these sessions every Sunday. My website and my contact information. How to find the archive of these talks and meditations on YouTube. And if you feel so moved, a link to make a donation. That is not asked or required. All this is freely given, and I enjoy doing it. So, I thought I would talk about the Eightfold Path, because I've been reading about it lately. And it really is the essence of the teaching. And when Buddha awakened under the Bodhi tree, under what is now, in what is now Bodh Gaya, India, one of the dilemmas he faced was, how do I explain this? How do I teach this? And he wasn't sure he was going to. But when he resumed his wanderings after several days sitting under the tree, among the first people he came to was a group of ascetic monks that he had practiced with before. And that was his first opportunity to teach what he had learned. And what he taught was the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. And among the things I find interesting about that is Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. That's 12. 12 keeps showing up in spiritual movements over and over. There were 12 disciples. The Buddha initially had 12 followers. There's the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. 12 beads on a mala, and multiples of 12. And at some point I'll probably do a thing on the relationship between the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path and the 12 Steps. It's for another day. The first of the Four Noble Truths is that life includes suffering. The Pali term in which this is first translated is dukkha. I choose, and Buddhism being the great debate society that it is, people have been arguing over what that means. I come down on the side of life includes grief. And Buddha's principal concern was suffering, the causes of suffering, and how to be liberated from suffering. The second noble truth is the cause of suffering, which is that we cling to clinging to things that are ethereal, that are impermanent, that come and go. The third noble truth is the fact that you can be liberated from that. And the fourth noble truth is the Eightfold Path. Now, the Eightfold Path has been characterized in many different ways. But where I come from on that, and in the tradition I study with that, it really is a set of practices. It is not do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. These are practices that we can engage together, all separately or in combinations. And the 8 parts of the Eightfold Path are right understanding or right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And these, as I said, should not be thought of as 8 categories or divisions of the path to follow and be practiced step by step by step. I mean, you can do it that way. They're more to be developed and cultivated. And people who've been listening to my talks and coming to these talks know that I often talk about the nature of practice and the repetitive nature of practice. And what we're talking about here is cultivating these practices, practicing these practices, the way you practice violin, the way you practice guitar. We don't get this down, we just continue walking towards it. So it's important to remember that, because people who come to me, among the questions people ask me is, I can't just do this. I keep hearing about this and I can't just do it like throwing a light switch. It doesn't work that way. We cultivate these attitudes and practices, and mindfulness practice and mindfulness in general helps us notice when we're in that and when we're not. And the Eightfold Path points to the 2 central elements of the Dharma. It's often referred to as the 2 wings of the Dharma, which are compassion and wisdom. Compassion includes love, charity, kindness, tolerance, things like that. Wisdom includes the intellectual understanding of all this, the nature, understanding the qualities of the mind, the nature of thought, how we relate to our emotions, how we relate to our thoughts. Compassion without wisdom can lead to a kind of self-abandonment and codependence. Wisdom without compassion can lead to a kind of ethics-free conduct. So there are 2 wings that balance. And they point to, and they unfold in the Eightfold Path, which can be divided into 3 parts. There's the part that deals with ethical conduct, there's the part that deals with mental discipline, and there's the part that deals with wisdom. And I'm going to talk about that. In terms of ethical conduct, the parts of the Eightfold Path that address that are right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Right speech suggests being honest, not telling lies, not gossiping, slandering, backbiting, or the kind of speech that brings about disharmony, hatred. difficulties getting along, refraining from speech that is harsh or rude or impolite or malicious or abusive, and refraining from gossip. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Right action starts with do no harm, refraining from stealing, refraining from dishonesty, refraining from acting out sexually in a way that causes harm. And right livelihood suggests making a living in a way that does no harm. And there's a whole discussion that can be had on any one of those, especially that one. The next part, excuse me, points to mental discipline. And under mental discipline in the Eightfold Path, it's discussion of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Right effort points to cultivating the ability to recognize states of mind and thought patterns that don't serve our overall well-being. It takes time and it takes practice to learn to do this, and mindfulness is an effort. I mean, it's kind of paradoxical because it's an effortless effort. When we're sitting and meditating, we're not trying to do something, we're observing what's happening. But cultivating these qualities and these practices takes effort. And mindfulness meditation is part of the effort. And right effort means becoming aware of all of that cultural being hard on ourselves and perfectionism. And it takes effort to notice those things. Right mindfulness is mostly what we talk about here in these sessions. Cultivating mindfulness, the art of paying attention and learning to accept our experience and ourselves as the way it is. Some people come back to me and say, well, that can lead to a kind of inaction. And it's not that. It's being aware of our responses, our feelings, what this experience is like for us, without getting swept away by our emotions and thoughts that make it harder to respond. And the third part of mental discipline is right concentration. Some of you have heard me talk about what I refer to as the manual labor of mindfulness meditation. You're sitting here, we're meditating. The mind wanders off, we come back. The mind wanders off, we come back. It takes a certain amount of concentration to recognize that, oh, we wandered off. We cultivate this over time. People come back to me all the time and tell me I've been meditating for however long it is, 6 months, 3 weeks, a year, and I'm still doing this. Of course we are, because the mind just works that way. Sharon Salzberg, the teacher inside Meditation Society, once observed in a talk that she's been meditating for 30 or 40 years or something like that, and she's still involved in the manual labor of meditation, watching her mind wander off, bringing it back. The quiet mind is not the aim. The aim of being aware of what our mind is doing, that's where we're focusing on. And right concentration includes that. Learning to notice when our mind has wandered off in a way that doesn't promote our well-being and that of others. People who are new to meditation, when they wander off in thought and they notice that there's some recrimination or frustration that goes along with that, that does not serve your well-being. It's just something that happens. Noticing our perfectionism, noticing our self-doubt, noticing our self-loathing, learning to recognize when we're going down those roads and say, no, I don't want to do that. Right concentration helps us to notice more and more often when our mind is taking it in that direction. And the third stool of this three-legged stool of the Eightfold Path is wisdom. And that includes the two elements of right thought and right understanding. Right thought includes a certain kind of selflessness, not abandoning the self like it is in codependence, but a kind of selflessness that allows us to cultivate well-being and the well-being of others. That includes love, it includes nonviolence, it includes compassion, compassionate thought. And one of the benefits of mindfulness practice is we start to notice when our thoughts are going off in a direction that doesn't serve us. There's somebody I've been talking to recently who, when something goes wrong, this person often goes to, well, I can't do anything right. That's not a right thought. All those times that we are hard on ourselves, that's not right thought. On the subject of being hard on ourselves, which I talk about a lot, if all that being hard on yourself and self-loathing and self-criticism was ever going to help, it would have helped a long time ago. So right thought also includes noticing when our thought patterns are taking us off to someplace that doesn't serve us and doesn't serve others. And right understanding, or right view, is learning to see things as they are, rather than the way we prefer them to be. This is hard. Anais Nin once observed, we don't see things as we are. We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. Right concentration helps us get to right understanding of noticing when what we're seeing is a projection, and then looking beyond it. What we tend to do is, if you look at the mind as like this vast filing cabinet, going back behind your head, and something happens in front of us, and then we pull something out and we hold it in front of us, and that becomes the filter through which we see the world. We do it automatically, we don't even know we're doing it. Right understanding includes learning to notice when we're doing that and seeing things as they actually are, without all the filters and the narratives and the preconceived notions that typically become lenses through which we see the world. And right understanding includes understanding that life includes grief and learning to be okay with that as a natural process. We tend to meet grief and difficult feelings with this aversion, which adds a whole nother layer of tension to it, because now we're going to don't want it, and we're upset because it's still here, and that just gets very circular. Right understanding includes learning to understand that these things are just part of the natural process. And understanding the nature of impermanence, which is the root of a lot of suffering. All things come and go. Thoughts come and go. Feelings come and go. States of minds come and go. People who are grappling with depression are not minimizing any of this, by the way, because I've had a lot of experience with depression. It's easy to fall into this idea that this is never going to change, that this is where I arrive. Everything changes all the time. States of mind change all the time. If you step back and notice, just spend some time, maybe today, noticing your thought stream, what I refer to as the radio station of the mind. One of the things you'll notice is it's shifting and changing all the time. It's focused on this, it's focused on that. It's focused on the mockingbird singing while I'm meditating. It's focused on the car that drove by with the radio blaring. It's focused on what I have to do later today. It's focused on something I could have done yesterday or did yesterday. It moves around all the time. And understanding the impermanence of all things, and what I'm focusing on here is especially states of mind. They are constantly arising and passing. And one of the things we get to do in meditation is we get to observe that. Thoughts arise. We just kind of like look at that. without getting involved in whatever the narrative of the moment is. And then we let them fade away. Feelings arise. We don't cling to them or reject them. We just notice, and they come and go. So right understanding, to sum that up, includes seeing things as they are without the filter of our preferences and narratives, and that takes a lot of work and a lot of concentration and practice. Understanding that grief and pain are part of life, and that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And understanding that everything comes and goes. So that is my surfing overview of the Eightfold Path, and I'm going to be focusing on each one of these in the coming weeks because I really like them. So I thank you for your kind attention. Any thoughts, comments, questions? For anybody watching on Facebook, I have yet to figure out how to do the Zoom call and take questions on Facebook at the same time. The last time I tried to do that, I ended up ending the Facebook feed. So we're not there yet. Alrighty then. Nice to see you all. Audio Clutch, do you feel like telling us your name? Or is that your name? Or not? Okay, good with that. Good with all of it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
See you guys next time.